LeBron James all the way in.
And here comes Simmons the other way, 3-on-2. Simmons eludes the defender and lays it in with that.
Certainly the length altered that shot. Out of the dribble, steps, crunches.
Play right there. Porzingis from Jennings, throw down and a foul.
Irving, splits the defense with the dribble. Oh,
All right.
All right, should we move on to the four superstars and Sean Livingston?
4 superstars and Sean Livingston. That's the name of my doo-wop group.
The doo-wop group. All right, if you guys don't know, what happened last week is that we had a couple of ejections from notable players such as LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember.
You say LeBron?
Yeah, okay. I said LeBron. Maybe it was only 3 superstars.
I could have sworn there was another one. Did DeMarcus Cousins get ejected?
No, I don't think so.
Keep talking, though.
But then also Sean Livingston got ejected as well. And what we're seeing a pattern of here is that superstars... Oh, Kevin Durant. Did I say Kevin Durant?
Yeah, you said.
Anyway, so what we're seeing a pattern of is that superstars are not... The referees are not allowing superstars to influence them in a way where they'll change a call, or they just don't want to be, as Birdman would say, put some respect on my name. The referees want some respect.
Respect. With a K.
What do you think? Do you think this is the right move by the referees? I know each case is a little bit different in some aspects. We had LeBron James get very animated with the ref, which led to 2 quick technicals, I believe. Mm-hmm. So that's what happened there, which, it's not right.
Yeah.
But, I think the ref should have let it go a little bit. We had the Kevin Durant thing where he said F you to the ref.
Yeah.
I don't think that's okay.
Yeah, I think even he said, you gotta kick me out at that point.
Yeah. And then we also had Sean Livingston who, went head-to-head with the referee.
The ref.
It was almost like, when the players, they don't want to throw a punch, but they have foreheads together and they're just like this. That's what he did with the referee. I was surprised the referee just kind of did it.
It's I'm going to throw a Dragon Ball reference out there. Have you ever seen those scenes, and the scenes in Dragon Ball where it's like Vegeta and Goku, and they're evenly matched? And
yeah.
They're just hitting heads or they're kneeing each other. It's like that. They should have done that. The ref and Sean Livingston just go back and forth. That would have been funny. I would have been happy with that.
Yeah, but what do you think? What do you think about these ejections that are happening? I mean,
I don't know, man. Some of them are a little crazy, I don't necessarily think any of the ones this week were that crazy. I think the LeBron James one, he probably shouldn't have been ejected at that point. Mm-hmm. KD obviously should have gone. Sean Livingston obviously should have gone.
I can't really remember the Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis obviously should have gone. He was trying to fight the referee. If you watch that one, he was chasing him down.
Was he really?
And DeMarcus Cousins was the voice of reason. when Boogie is the voice of reason, you're doing something wrong. All right, those 3 guys should have gone. But I don't know, man. I think for the players, I feel like it's that time of year for everyone where everyone gets a little more agitated easily. Mm-hmm. It's Christmas season, December. It just happens. Cold weather. They're traveling a lot. They won't be home with their families.
Yeah.
So I understand it to some extent. So I don't think necessarily this wave of ejections has anything to do with the NBA so much as it is the players. Mm-hmm. But we have seen a lot of ejections this year, and I think maybe they're just trying to be... The refereeing in the NBA has been pretty fucking awful this year. I don't know if you agree, but in my opinion, there's been some really poorly officiated games that I've watched.
There's been some. I wouldn't say it's been as terrible. Maybe I'm lesser to you. I understand there's some bad calls and some referees are really bad, but I think I don't know if they're bringing in a new wave of referees because, it's a very, I will say refereeing is probably one of the hardest things to do.
Oh, easy.
Because, you miss a call or you do something that the fans don't agree with. I mean, you get harassed.
There's always going to be somebody not happy with
Yeah.
it. I refereed 4th grade basketball, and I had made it 3 months, and I was like, I can't do this shit. I don't like it. Not for me. But I understand your point. I think no matter what, people are going to be unhappy. But there was some games, I'm trying to think of a game. There was a couple just egregiously refereed games Was it the Boston Golden State game? Maybe. No, I don't remember which one. I don't want to say a game and it wasn't that one. But I've just seen a few games that are like the worst officiated games I've seen in a while this season. But like these ejections, I don't think, honestly, I can't chalk it up anything more to the time of year it is, you know?
Yeah.
Really, that's it for me.
Yeah, I just think these ejections are more of, maybe I'll go in a different direction than you. I think it's more of a, let the referees do the job and don't talk back to them. Like if they make a call, they say, you know, block Kevin Durant. Don't come at the ref saying, I think what I'm seeing now is that maybe what they need to do for the NBA is they need to have one person on each team talk for the rest of the team.
Yeah.
And I think this will kind of eliminate or, you know, ease some of the tension that goes on between the players and the refs.
Yeah.
So let's say, like, for example, with the Warriors, let's say Kevin Durant gets the foul and Draymond Green is the guy that talks to the ref.
Yeah.
Let Draymond Green be able to talk to the ref saying, like, hey, what was the call? Why'd you call it this way? But on the other end, you called it this way.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's more rational, more ease, then I'm okay with it there. But I just think sometimes, you know, a lot of players, a lot of people, we get hot-headed sometimes in the emotion of the sport. We get heated. We almost, you know, want to cuss out the ref sometimes. But, you know, there has to be a voice of reason. The referees are there to make calls. They're there to make sure the game doesn't get out of control in some aspects. And, you know, I just think that's what needs to happen now in this kind of NBA where it's like anybody can talk to the ref now.
Yeah.
But it's like no matter how many times you try to talk to the ref, you're not going to influence a call. Which is always funny to me why I always like see players talk to them. I mean, maybe they can influence the call for the next play or the play after, but you're not influencing the call that just happened.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, like, with certain superstars, like you have Kevin Durant, let's use him for example. I honestly think, like, a player of the caliber of Kevin Durant, like him, Steph Curry, LeBron James, those kind of guys are getting calls that other players wouldn't get anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're getting preferential treatment on calls regardless. So for them not to just take the one call that doesn't go their way and just say, like, all right, you know, that sucks, but whatever, you know? Just go play. Like, you're already getting preferential treatment. Everyone knows they are, you know?
Yeah.
So just kind of go with the flow, really. Like you said, you're not changing it. Like, what are you arguing for? They're not going to go back and change it.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you're going to give an extra point to the other team with your, like, assessing amount of talking. So, like, if you talk back to the ref and he thinks that you're, you know, being a smartass or you're doing some fugazi type of stuff.
Fugazi. I mean, in any reason, too, they're probably just going to give you worse calls for the rest of the game if you're in their face yelling and you don't get ejected.
Yeah.
You know, you're screwing yourself for the rest of the game. So just go out there and play. That's like the big thing with certain players that always annoys me. Like Kevin Durant, like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you telling the ref to go F himself? Just go play, dude. You guys are going to win regardless. If you stay on the court, you're going to win regardless. So what are you yelling about?
Yeah, it's just like not a call, or it's not a thing that's like you need to be necessarily angry about with the ref. It's like, all right, he made a bad call, or, you know, it was the right call, but it was not right to you.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where you just have to be like, all right, next play.
I agree.
Because I think what it does is it sets a bad example for younger kids coming up, seeing you getting ejected, saying, you know, F you, referee. Because then we just get into this culture where we're at right now, which I don't like in AAU basketball and all this type of stuff, is that we got parents, we got kids talking back to the ref when they make a call.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why there is less and less refs.
Yeah, people don't want to do it.
They just don't want to deal with the parents. They don't want to deal with the kids. And they don't want to deal with the coaches sometimes because, you know, coaches can get a little bit hot-headed.
Yeah.
I understand that from firsthand experience. But it's, you know, it's just like, relax.
Yeah.
You know, just because you lost the battle doesn't mean you didn't win the war. I mean, it's a whole game.
Yeah. I agree.
That's all I have to say on that.
No, I agree with you, though. We made good points there. We made really good points. Can I go into another topic really quick, though?
Sure.
I think the NBA is just filled with fake tough guys right now, honestly. Do you agree with me, or do you know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying.
I think there's a lot of guys who are gonna get in people's face and not do anything other than say stuff. You know, I think it kind of makes me chuckle every once in a while. Like I think Kevin Durant is a good example. No offense to Kevin Durant, I know I keep throwing shots at him, but I think like Kevin Durant gets a little animated, but I don't think he's fighting anybody.
No, I mean we saw the example perfectly with him and Westbrook.
He's not fighting anybody. Steph Curry isn't fighting anybody.
None of the Golden State. Maybe Draymond.
Draymond is though. That's why.
Maybe Draymond and Clay. I think Clay has a little bit of tough guy in him. I think it's a secret tough guy in him.
Clay's my favorite player on Golden State.
He is my favorite player. Actually, it's between him and Draymond. I actually do like Draymond.
Favorite, but I really like Clay. I like Clay. And you know my dislike for Golden State. I actually really like Clay, which I've warmed up to him over time. But there's a lot of dudes that are just like absolute fake tough guys.
Yeah,
like the thing with Anthony Davis, and I'm going to show you the clip after of him chasing down this ref. There's honestly no way he was going to do anything, and that's not a shot at Anthony Davis, but he wasn't going to really do anything to him.
Yeah,
he was just chasing him down for no reason.
Yeah, I think I heard in the herd today when talking to Colin, or not talking to him, listening to Colin Cowherd when the incident with Rob Gronkowski happened. I don't know if you saw where he just like.
But I heard about it.
He like forearm shivered a guy from the back. He's like a bigger dude than the guy that he forearm shivered. So it's kind of like the same thing with like these NBA players that are taller than the guy they go after. It's like that doesn't make you look cool. It makes you look corny.
It really does. It's so lame.
It's just like congratulations, you beat up a dude smaller than you.
Seriously.
Cool story. But
cool story, bro.
But it's just one of those things where it's just like, come on, guys. Like in 2017, we're not in this 90s or 80s basketball anymore where it's like you threw actual punches at people and, you know.
That's why we need Ron Artest back in the league.
Ron Artest. Or even just get Bill Laimbeer to come back and throw some punches.
Some punches, elbows.
And
Dennis Rodman.
And some cheap...
Can you imagine the fights we would have got if Dennis Rodman and Draymond Green played at the same time in the NBA? Those guys would have been in brawls every time they played. It would have been incredible.
It would have been fun. I would love to see like an Eastern Western Conference NBA final.
That'd be so incredible. All right. Are we ready to move on to the next topic?
Yeah. Let's move on after the next commercial break.